Our final guest this evening is a local actress who seems to have performed everything and does everything. She is a creator. She's the star of Ambience. So please welcome Emily Tuckman.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for being here. It means so much that you're here. So, originally from Boston, right?
Yes, yeah.
You've lived in New York for 15 years. So you're originally from Boston. Did you grow up in Boston and then you moved to, oh wait, I'm sorry, Boston is in New York.
No, Boston's not in New York.
It's not, oh my gosh.
I grew up in
just made
Boston.
myself
I
sound
went to
like,
school in Philly, and then I moved to New York right after
That's
college.
what I thought. I don't know why. I was like, Philly's in Boston.
No, the East Coast can be
Boston's in
confusing.
Philly. Wait a minute. No, Boston's New York. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so talk to us about your experiences working in New York. Like, that seems to be like the place to be for film and for theater and for performing and, you know, what is it like to be a performer in New York? Can you talk to us about?
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty magical.
Yeah?
I moved there right out of college for a job. We were doing outdoor theater. We were doing the Bach-Eyes. It was a physical, immersive piece, which I love, which Colorado is now starting to do.
Yeah.
And then my last year in New York, I was very blessed. At that point, I had some nice connections, and so I went in. Neil LaBute called me in for his off-Broadway show, The Way We Get By. And then Rajiv Joseph called me in for his world premiere, and then I got to audition for Jason Alexander, who was doing, he was directing a piece at Arkansas Rep. So
That's
I got
amazing.
a lot of amazing opportunities in New York.
Wow, well, in 15 years of building this reputation and then having to move to Colorado, like, what was that kind of move for you? Like, why did you end up coming back?
I've actually never been to Colorado, and I got called back for Colorado Shakespeare, which I had heard so many wonderful things about. And we came out here, and my husband confessed to me, he's from the UK, that it had always been his dream to move here.
Yeah.
So he said, why don't we come for a year and see how it goes? And the community was really, really wonderful to me. I produced a show, and Gloria Shandstrom came, and Lauren Terrell, a bunch of people came to support me, and then I got an agent from that. And then I directed another show, which I gave birth during the I was the director, but I had to leave because
During the performance?
No. I had to leave the day of the performance, but I actually was at a callback for another show in Denver, and my hospital was in Boulder, and I went into labor while I was driving back from the callback.
Wow.
So I'm kind of driven.
Oh my gosh, I gotta, I must say, there's no way that I know anyone who could just do that, to just be performing in the middle of, and just have it happen.
The two men who were auditioning, or running the callbacks were very kind. They both had kids, so they were very kind about it.
You're gonna have to excuse me, can I come back?
I mean, it wasn't like, it's not that, it takes a long time, but you're like, oh, something's happening.
Something's not right.
And then The Edge was very kind to me. I did 2 shows with The Edge and a show at Vintage, and so I just felt like the community here was so lovely. I wanted to continue here for a few more years and see where it could go.
That's perfect. So you're gonna be here for a few more years. Are you planning on going back to New York?
I'm hoping to stay. I feel like, you never know. I'm hoping to stay. I really like the community, and I want to see where it goes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I know that you've talked about having to get an agent and things like that. I know it's kind of it seems like a stereotype that you can't really get anywhere if you don't have an agent. Would you say that that's true in New York? Or?
I think 100% in New York, it is true. You need an agent. All these great auditions I was telling you about, I didn't get any of them till my final year in New York, because I didn't have a great agent till my last year in New York. So in New York, a lot of the good theater you need agents for. Out here, there's so much wonderful theater, and you don't need an agent. My agents here send me out for commercials and television. Mostly commercials. And they're amazing out here. They're better agents out here.
There's no television in Colorado.
I mean, I've done a few web series, and they're great web series out here.
Your web series?
Yeah, they did.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, Jack Wefso did a web series called At Any Rate, and he brought me in. I think it's wonderful. Okay. And then I did Mile High Chronicles. So they're trying to bring TV back to Colorado.
Wow. So Mile High Chronicles, what is that about? You were the star?
No, I had a small part. I produced a web series in New York.
There's no small part, right? There's no small part.
I produced a web series in New York. This was just, this was a web series that they're doing out here in Denver, and so they asked me to play the bartender, but it was really fun. What's going on?
No, he was like, look at. Sorry, I'm gonna call you out. They're feeding me.
That's not the right web series, you fool.
I have to look down.
I'm just trying to say
Ambience Gold.
No.
Ambience.
If you talk to me about Ambience, I can bring up the people who are.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry. You're gonna have to cut out a lot of this. I'm sorry. So anyways, so your web series, it also talks about ambience.
So there are 2 web series that I did here. in the last few months.
Okay.
But when I was in New York, I produced a web series called Ambience.
Oh, okay.
And it was really, you know, the whole Sex and the City and like New York as a fifth character or whatever. I mean, it was sort of an homage to New York for me before I left. So I produced this series, and I got all female directors, female writers. I'm a female producer. And I was very lucky. I had some really amazing actors do the web series. So like Judy Gold, who's this feminist lesbian comedian. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She played my therapist.
Oh my gosh.
And Nathan Madden, who was at the time in An American in Paris on Broadway, and then he did Hello Dolly on Broadway. He played my boyfriend.
That's ridiculous.
It was really fun.
Wow.
And the director of it, her movie, I want to like promote this. Her movie is coming out, and it's called Student Athlete, and it's coming out on HBO next week.
Student Athlete. So like, what is that about?
So she directed our web series, but she's generally a, what do you call it? A documentary filmmaker.
Yeah.
And so it's a documentary that LeBron James produced on student
Get
athletes.
out of
And no,
here.
it's funny because she's much more like me, like, you know, a feminist, kind of a hippie. And she's doing this amazing web series on student athletes because LeBron James.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So was that also your like a part of your last year in New York? Was working on this web series as well?
Yes.
Wow.
A web series takes so much work. You worked like, we would work 16 hours a day and then break, and then 16 hours the next day.
That's insane.
Yeah,
So,
and I got to work with these brilliant directors who have been doing films their whole lives, so I learned so much about the production on a web series. It's cool.
You're such an interesting person. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Thanks.
So like, like you have so much experience working in the theater world and in the film world and web series and things like that.
Yeah, are you calling me old?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said like a lot of experience, just like being out there and going for it. Like that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here,
No, it
Emily
was
Tuckman.
nice.
It's
Thank you.
so
It was
nice
really
to
nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.